Hey artists, welcome back to Art at Home. Today I want to show you another cool printing technique that you might be able to do with supplies you have right around your own house. So you can make really neat prints using Ziploc bags or whatever kind of plastic bags you might have. And all you need is a piece of paper, some regular markers, and something to get your paper wet. I have a spray bottle, I have a clean sponge. Either or both will work. All right, let me show you how this works. It's really fun. All right, I actually have an extra piece of paper. You don't need two pieces, but it helps me, particularly because I have this dark table that I work on. It's gonna help me see what I'm drawing on this clear plastic bag by having some white underneath it. But this is not a necessary step. But if you have a dark table, you might find it helpful, so I wanted to show you. You may also want to sketch your idea on your extra piece of paper. I just took my paper out because I wanted to sketch my plan on it. The sun came out today. It snowed yesterday, and now the sun is out. And it looks beautiful, so I wanted to do like a springtime print. So I'm going to draw like a tree and some grass and maybe some flowers. So this is just a super light sketch. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to do the real drawing on the bag. So I'm just kind of loosely planning out because my print is going to come out kind of watercolory, so there's no need to plan super details. One thing you will want to keep in mind is that it is going to print backwards from your drawing. So let's say I wanted to do some writing on my print, so I'm gonna write, I'll write spring. I need to do my letters going this way instead of the normal this way. I'm not gonna go left to right like I normally would. I'm going right to left. And easier said than done. You might have to try this a couple of times. I'm going to put it in the bag, and then we do our actual drawing on the plastic using markers. All right, here we go. Now this technique works because the plastic of the bag cannot absorb the ink from the markers. The ink just ends up sitting on top of it. You need to use like plain regular markers. If you used a Sharpie, it would hold to that. Sharpies are designed to stick to most surfaces. But like regular Crayolas or those Mr. Sketch that we usually use, they will not stick to the surface of the plastic bag. Very much using the side of my marker and trying to get as much ink down as I can. We'll see how it prints if the ones that really you can see clearly, like this green, print better, or the ones that don't hold on as much. Go over my letters. You can get really cool effects. A lot of times I might just make interesting designs on my bag and just see how they print. I'm trying to throw in a few colors here, maybe some flowers. Once you've got your design down, you're ready to print. I'm just going to slide this away. Now I've got a regular piece of paper here, and I just want to get it damp. The wetness will help to activate the ink that's sitting on the surface of our plastic bag, and I want it to be nice and evenly wet. I don't want any puddles, so I'm just sliding my sponge across the wet paper, trying to make it nice and evenly wet. Don't want it soaked, just damp. Once it's damp, take down my plastic bag. Make sure you're going to put the wet side down and try and line it up with your drawing. And smooth it out. And gently kind of hold it in place with one hand and rub it with the other. And we'll see how our print comes out. It's always a surprise. You kind of never know exactly how these will turn out. Let's see. And there's my spring print. Really, really cool. So interesting. And the cool part is, wet paper towel, you can wipe off your bag and do it again and make as many prints as you want. All right, this is fun, guys. Have a blast with this. Oh, so springy. I'm gonna put this on my fridge. I can't wait to see how your prints turn out. Please take a picture and upload them to the website, and I'll put them in the gallery. Have fun, guys.